I finally finished this thing, and I am here to tell you about this very long but very fun project. I'm Suzi Quillen. I'm the Empress of Yarn here at Perfectly Knotty. I'm your stitching coach, and we're going to talk about this cabled hooded vest that I just finished, how much I love it. So get comfy, grab your tea, grab your coffee, and let's chat about knitting a vest. This is the last vlog entry for this project. Let's review a little bit. This pattern is called Divine, and it is from this book, Finish Free Knits by Kristen Tendike. I love the designs in here. They're very classic, and it was fun. This was a fun project to do. I will say that there are some editing things in here that I found incorrect. A couple places where there were instructions that had typos in them. So you do need to be aware of that. I don't think that this is a very hard project, but if you do not know enough about your knitting and your crochet to be able to spot when there is an error and know for sure that it's an error versus you not understanding, that is going to make any pattern feel more complicated. So that did not feel complicated to me. I just had to make a couple of little notes in my book so that I was aware of what was happening. But it's beautiful. It's a great book. The book itself is no longer in publication, but if you look for Kristen Tendike on the internet, these patterns are still available through her website and on Ravelry as individual patterns. So go find you some. And I've met her once in a Zoom group we were in together, and it was really lovely. She seems like a very nice lady. So let's talk about the things that I learned. I started this project in May, and it is now December 30th. And I just finished this. I finished it before the first day of winter. So yay, that was the ultimate goal for me, was to finish it before fall ended. And I did, by the skin of my teeth, because I had a number of stops and starts and frogging outs. And the reason I did that is for a couple of reasons. One, it was a different construction than I'd done before, and I should have done something at the beginning that I ended up getting about a third of the way through and going back and doing, and that is this: knitting a practice version. I want to encourage you, this is a big coaching moment here. I want to encourage you to use the yarn in your stash that doesn't mean as much to you. It's a great way to use up that acrylic yarn that has been sitting around that you don't know what to do with, but you don't want to throw it away either. Knitting practice versions of things is a really great way to use up your stash, learn and understand a pattern before you commit the good yarn. So I had gotten partway through this. I wasn't liking the way I was doing the increases and decreases for the shaping. I ripped the whole thing out. I grabbed some acrylic yarn and I got my gauge and I made a whole entire vest, start to finish, that I ended up giving to one of my granddaughters. She loves it. She will never know that I tried different techniques on the sides. She won't ever know. It looks just fine. And then when I started this one, I felt way more comfortable and way more confident. And I actually did really well all the way until I got to doing the edging. And that's where I had even more, I ended up with more stops and starts and pulling outs. And that happened because I was in a hurry, because I saw the date on the calendar ticking and ticking and ticking and ticking. And I got hasty trying to push. And I actually ended up causing myself more time than saving it. Life lessons, right? So here's my life lesson on this. When you're picking up a lot of stitches, make sure that you use some removable stitch markers and evenly space in some different areas, zones, so that way all of your stitches are dispersed evenly and make sure that in each section you have the same number on right and left all the way through your zones. Because I didn't, and I ended up with way too many on one side of my hood. And then, yeah, that was not awesome. And it was all bunchy and weird. So I had to take it out and do it again. And then the other thing that happened was that the pattern called for a garter stitch edging, just a few rows of garter stitch edging, but I had a lot of extra yarn and I wanted to make sure that I used up all of my yarn. I did not want a tiny little ball of yarn left over. So I decided to change it to seed stitch because that garter stitch was going to hang totally different as it got wider. And I happen to really like the way seed stitch looks with a K-wool. I think it has just such a lovely classic look to it. So those are the things that I had to do a couple of times. I talked about that quite a bit over in the community over on school. And if you're not there, you should come and join us over there. Head over to perfectlyknotty.com/school. No, I'm going to say that again. Head over to perfectlyknotty.com/community, and that will take you to the school page. And then you can join, and it's free, and it's fun. There you go. So come and join us over there as we enter into 2026, or if you're watching this later, whenever you watch this. So those are some of my wrap-ups on this. My encouragement for you as your stitching coach is to take a little time and plan things out. Don't get hasty and just dive right in. Read through. There were some errors in this that I didn't see at first. Well, I probably wouldn't have seen them till I was actually stitching, and then I was like, oh, that doesn't make sense. But the big hasty thing that I did is that I was doing a completely different type of construction, and I should have known ahead to make a practice version. I tell people this regularly, and I needed to do a better job of practicing what I preach. So there's that. And then I was hasty in starting my edging, and I picked up the number of stitches I needed, but I didn't get them evenly distributed because I didn't take the time to measure different quadrants of the sweater and decide how many stitches needed to go in each area. So that's really important. It doesn't take any extra time, really. It takes a little bit of time, but the amount of time that it saves you, the return on investment is really, really high. And I want to encourage you to check those things. So that's it. That is the wrap up on this. If you haven't seen in the playlist for this, there's also a product review for the yarn that I used. Thankfully, with all my stops and starts and pulling out, this Rowan Soft Yak DK held up great. I think the chainette yarn construction just really allowed it to be very tolerant of my stopping and starting and pulling out. And it also really makes the stitches, just gives a lot of really great stitch definition that I am really, really happy with. And that's it, you guys. Again, I'm Suzi Quillen. I'm your Empress of Yarn here at Perfectly Knotty. I'm your stitching coach. I'm here to encourage you that you can make things that you will wear, that you will love. And if you'd love to join us over on our school community, we'd love to have you. Again, that's perfectlyknotty.com/community. There will be a link down in the video description. We'd love to see you over there. Thanks for following along.